Hello everyone, I am Reena, Assistant Professor English at Government Girls College, Bara. And our today's e-lecture for Class BA Part 3. Dear students, in our today's lecture, we will discuss the poem, namely The Soldier, written by Rupert Brooke. Dear students, just before we start to read our today's poem, The Soldier, we need to know about the poet, and this is the picture of Robert Rupert Brooke. Okay, so as we see on our screen that here these are the words written by Rupert Brooke. There are only three things in the world. One is to read poetry, another is to write poetry, and the best of all is to live poetry. So, the Rupert Brooke was this kind of a poet. And next, we will discuss in our next slide about the some general introduction of the poet. Who is Rupert Brooke and what are the some important things about his poetry. Okay, so this is our next slide having some introduction about the poet. As we look on our screen, Rupert Brooke, the lifespan of Rupert Brooke is 1887 to 1915. So the Rupert Brooke is remembered mainly as war poet. Dear student, this is much important thing about the Rupert Brooke. He is a he is known as a war poet because he is also a soldier in English Navy. So he is counted among the war poets and he is known as the war poet. So have a look at the first line of this slide. Rupert Brooke is remembered mainly as a war poet, and Brooke had joined the British Navy in 1914. 1914 in 1914 he joined the British Navy. So he was also a soldier. He is closely identified with the ideas and thoughts related to the commencement of the First World War. As we know, dear students, the period of 1914 to 1919 was the period of First World War. So, the poetry of Rupert Brooke is closely identified with the ideas and thoughts related to the commencement of the First World War. He was educated as a rugby at Cambridge, and Brooke wrote both poetry and prose. Rupert Brooke also wrote both poetry and prose. He also wrote some criticism and drama. He was a man with serious political and social interests, but his association with the rising patriotic zeal of 1940s and then his early death in 1950 resulted in excessive praise of his war poetry and which overshadowed the rest of his work. Means we can see in the poetries of Rupert Brooke is full of patriotism. The poetry of Rupert Brooke is full of the feeling of patriotism, as we can see in our today's poem, The Soldier also. And he died on active service at Greek island Skyros. And he was died at the foreign land, means at the Greek island, namely Syros. So this is the also the background of our today's poem, The Soldier, because the poet was himself a soldier and he was died on a foreign land on a Greek island, Skyros. So he shares his patriotic feelings towards his nation, his country, his English country, his British country. So In our today's poem, The Soldier, we can see the patriotic feeling of Rupert Brooke. And this is some general introduction to the sonnet. Our today's poem, Sonnet, the soldier, our today's poem, The Soldier, is in sonnet form. So, here, in our next slide, here is the some introduction to the sonnet. The poem entitled The Soldier is a sonnet. This sonnet is full of patriotism, and The Soldier is one of the five sonnets which Rupert Brooke wrote and which were published as the 1940s sonnets in December 1914, New November. And the poet belongs to the England and he was an English soldier. The sonnet expressed English soldiers' patriotism. Means English soldier means the poet himself was English soldier. So in this sonnet expressed English soldiers' patriotism. Rupert Brooke was dead on foreign land and he was buried in a foreign land on the Greek island Skyros. But he thinks of himself as a part of his own country. So he says a man who dies of England and is buried wherever that spot is forever a part of England. And thus the sonnet is the finest example of patriotism. So, dear students, in our today's poem, The Soldier, we will discuss about the patriotic feelings of Rupert Brooke. And here in our today's lecture, we will divide our poem in two parts. First part is an octave part, then we will discuss the explanation of our sestet part. So, just have a look on the octave part of the sonnet. And this is our poem, The Soldier. The soldier and the octave part of this poem. So let's start. If I should die, think only this of me, and that there's some corner of a foreign field, and that is forever England. And there shall be in the rich earth a richer dust concealed. Means in this poem, this in this sonnet, the spirit of intense patriotism of the poet Rupert Brooke. Here we can see the intensive patriotic spirit of the poem Rupert Brooke. The poem beautifully expresses an English soldier's deepest sentiment. Deepest sentiment was his deepest sentiment of love for his motherland. Here, this sonnet is a sincere appeal, means a sincere appeal that everyone should love their motherland. And this sonnet is written during the First World War. So it is inspired by the First World War, and Rupert Brooke was soldier and he was full of patriotic feelings. So this is the octave part of our sonnet, and in very first line in the octave part, the poet says he is a part of England. Means he is a part of England. He is English soldier, so he is a part of England. And if he dies in foreign lands, means here in the very first line he says, if I should die, think only this of me, that there's some corner of a foreign field that is forever England. Means here he says that he is English soldier, so he is a part of England, and if he dies in foreign lands, that place would be a part of England's forever. Means because his body, his mind, his spirit are whole the English soil, climates, and thoughts, as he will say in the next line here. There shall be that rich earth a richer dust concealed, and a dust whom England bore, shaped, made away, and gave once her flowers to love, her ways to roam, and a body of England's breathing English airs, and washed by rivers, blazed by the sons of Ham. Means in the whole octave part, he says, means in the whole octave part, here we can see the patriotic feeling of Rupert Brooke, as he says that he was born of England and he is made of England's dust. Okay, and he was brought up in England, and he was brought up with the England's lovely flowers, breathing love English airs, and drinking water of English rivers, and enjoying himself in English sunshine. So he is completely a part of English soil. He is a part of England. So if he dies in a foreign land, that place, that place, what? Means that place would be a part of England forever, because poet himself is born of born from English soil. Means he was born in England and he is made of England's dust, and he was brought up in England. He was brought up with the England's lovely flowers, breathing breathing English airs, drinking the water of the English rivers, and enjoying himself in the English sunshine. So he thinks his dust, his richer dust here in the fourth line. He says, in the richer earth and a richer dust concealed. Means here, richer he considers, means he thinks his dust, his richer dust means his dead body. Okay, here richer dust means his dead body, because he is made of English soil, English air, drinking a water of English rivers and breathing in English airs. Okay, so he is a completely part of England. And when, if he dies in a foreign land, and he thinks that his dust, his dead body, is richer than the land where he may die. Thus, he shows his extreme patriotism toward his motherland. And so the poet says he is dust of England, and wherever he is buried, that place would become a part of England's forever. So, dear student, this is the octave part of our poem, The Soldier, and this is much patriotic poem. Here we can see the patriotic feelings of Rupert Brooke. Means here Brooke had joined the British Navy in 1914 and he died in 1915. So he says here that if I should die, think only of me, that there's some corner of a foreign field, and that is forever England. Means he says in the octave part of this sonnet that if he dies in a foreign land, but that place would be a part of England's forever, because his body, his mind, his spirit are made of English soil, English climate, and English thought. So, if he dies in a foreign land, that place would be a part of England where he was buried, where he would buried. So this is the octave part, and it is full of much patriotic feelings. And next slide, having the sestet part of our sonnet. Here he says, and think this heart all will shed away. A pulse in the eternal mind no less gives somewhere bake the thoughts by English given, and her sights and sounds, dreams happy as her day, and laughter learn of friends and gentleness in hearts at peace under an English heaven. So this is the sestet part of our poem, our today's sonnet. And in this sestet part of the sonnet, the poet again thinks of his countrymen. Means in the very first line of our sestet, he says, and think his heart all will shed away, a pulse in eternal mind. Eternal mind means he would dead and mingle with the eternal mind. So in the sestet part of the sonnet, the poet again asks his countrymen what they should think of him if he dies in a foreign field. Means if he dies in a foreign field, what they should think of him. He says, so what if he dies outside our England, and after his death his all evil will disappear. Okay, as he says, his all evil shed away, a pulse in eternal mind, and no less give somewhere back the thoughts by England given. Means here the poet again asks his countrymen that what they should think of him. Means if he dies in a foreign field, okay, he says if he dies outside from the England, if he dies in some foreign land, and after his death his all evil will disappear, and he will become a part and parcel of eternal mind. Means after death, and that place would be the part of England forever. Means wherever he dies, the part of that place would be the part of England's forever, because he is made of English soil, he breathes in English airs, he drinks the water of English rivers. So totally he is a part of England, and wherever he dies, that place would be the part of England forever. So in this condition, also he will inspire his countrymen. Means here in the sixth part, he asks to his countrymen, and here he will inspire his countrymen. Means after his death, even after his death, he will inspire his countrymen ever forever. He will become a source of inspiration for all his countrymen, as he says in the sestet part, and thoughts of love for the motherland. And he will remain the source of inspiration to be the English people, to the English people forever, and he will make the hearts of English people as English society or as English home. So this poem serves an epitaph for the poet himself, because he died away from his home, from his own country, and fighting for his own country. Thus, this poem shows poet's deep feeling of patriotism. Okay, as he says, her sights and sounds, dreams happy as her day. Her here, the word her is used for his country England. So and laughter learn of friends and gentleness in the hearts as, at peace under an English heaven. English heaven means his country, his country England. So here in the octave part he says that if um, if he dies in foreign fields, okay, and he was buried there, but that place would be the part of England forever, because he is made of English soil. Okay, but he says in this sested part that after his death, even after his death, he will do his work continue. Means what is his work? His work to inspire the English people. The main aim of the poets is to inspire the people of their country. So he says that after his death, even after his death, he will remain the source of inspiration to the English people. So we can say, and we also see the poem shows the poet's deep feeling of patriotism. And here as we look in our sextet part. And here he combines fancy and reality. Brooke is full of youthful enthusiasm and he experiences the thrill of life, and it reflects from his poetry. So, dear student, this is our today's poem, The Soldier, written by Rupert Brooke, and this is much patriotic poem, and it shows the deep patriotic feeling of Rupert Brooke. And this is our today's e-lecture, and I hope all of you enjoyed this lecture. So be with me for the next and our upcoming e-lecture regarding this poem. In our next lecture, we will discuss the critical appreciation of this poem, This Soldier, and this is written by Rupert Brooke. So have a nice time and enjoy your studies, and be with me in our next video.